Hi, it's Ethan Mussolini here, the Merchant of Success. Happy New Year! And this is a broadcast. I thought I would go live here. It was a spur of the moment, sort of thought that came to me. I was like, you know what, let me share what's on my mind now as we kick off 2021. And so as we kick off 2021, there are a couple of thoughts that come to mind. And one of those is actually, I would encourage you to, if you don't read the Monitor, my column which came out today was about, you have to be a new you to experience new things in your life in 2021. And what I was emphasizing in that moment is, look, if you keep the same old way of being or doing things, so to speak, if you don't change your thought process, if you don't change your attitude, if you don't change your mindset, if you do not change if you don't shift, then nothing will shift. And what I know from my heart of hearts is that if you keep doing the same old things, of course, you experience the same old results. And I believe, looking back now, one of my challenges, one of the things that held me back when I look back is that I would set new goals. I would have which were more or less wishes, not goals. And I would still keep doing the same old things. And then I would wonder why there was little progress in my life. And my encouragement to you is, or what I've discovered is, new things out here or out there are not going to come about if the person in here is still the same old. So as you're setting new goals and thinking about new outcomes, then I would encourage you to ask yourself, who do you need to be? Who is the new you that needs to emerge? Who is the new you that needs to be? What kind of new language do you need to start using? What new level of faith do you need to start having? So, meaning you need to start reflecting and thinking and engaging another part of you that will show up, because when the new you shows up, the new things will show up. That when you change on the inside, that the things around you and the people around you change. So, my dear friend, we could have met or we may never have met, but just know that my love and my desire for you is that this year becomes the best year possible for you. Because then when that happens, we are all happy. Because that's the other thing that people forget, in that what you do or do not do affects everyone in the universe, in the world. So as you become better and better as a person, then the world around you also becomes better. So that's the thought number one that I have. The second thought I have is, how can I come more from a place of service? One of my teachers really drilled it deeper inside me. And he was talking about how you always have to come from a place of service. And that inspiration is one of the reasons I decided to go forth and, share these quick thoughts. I didn't plan this. I didn't give any advance notice, so to speak. So I felt that, okay, whoever is ready is ready. Whoever is ready to show up will show up. And if you're here, it means you're supposed to be here. And secondly, I'm leaving the lesson of being of service. So I felt and believed that I could be of service in the moment, right now, right here. And in the same vein, I'm encouraging you and challenging you and pushing you to ask yourself, if you're working, if you're employed, how can you be of service? If you have a business, how can you become of service, or how can you serve more people? Because when you think about it, you're not here by accident, my friend. You're supposed to do something to make this world a better place. And the best way to do that is through service. Now, service does not really mean that you have to be out there in the world, or you don't have to have a big platform to speak, or it doesn't have to be something grand or something huge or big. Whatever that is, service could mean as simple as, helping the old man across the street to cross the road. It is to ask yourself, well, I'm here. Who are those children of God that I could help out to? What's within me? What's the gift that is within me that I could put out there? Or how can I support more people? How can I engage more people? So you ask yourself the kind of that extra value you can add to make sure that you engage, you add value to the world. The third thought I have for you is to remember to let go of what has not worked in the past. And what I mean by that is, if you look at your life or how the previous year was like, you'll discover that there are things that didn't go well. There are people that annoyed you. There are moments that didn't work out for you. And so you need to let go of. You need to forgive those people. You need to let go of that anger, that rage that you have, because you don't want to carry on that baggage with you. Recently, I made a post that you really don't want to carry the baggage of 2020 into 2021, because then you'll be heavy, my friend. Let me see, if I use this phone, assuming this phone is baggage and you're holding on to it and you're moving, assuming the new year is this side and you're moving into this year, if you have a weight, assuming this is you and this is weight over you, this phone, if it is weight over you, then you want to cross over, then it will be too much for you. So you need to ask yourself, how can I let go of this so I can just move faster? So you need to let go of the old so that the new you can emerge, and you need to forgive yourself and forgive others. Talking about forgiving self, looking back, I noticed that I would easily forgive other people and not myself. So that language you use of hitting yourself hard, how could I be this? How could I be stupid? How could I be foolish? My friend, I'm encouraging you to have compassion over yourself so that you can move into the new year lighter. Okay, so I'm seeing some comments have been coming through. Okay, I can see Joshua from Lagos, Nigeria. Alexander saying, proud of you, Ethan. Thank you. Seeing lots of, Joshua from Lagos says, you have to change something to get something different. I agree with you, Joshua. I just believe I'm here because I'm here on purpose to gain from your wisdom. Thank you for being a blessing. You're welcome, Joshua. Anthony says, thank you, Mr. Armstrong. Prosperous New Year. Thank you too. First of all, welcome, Anthony, and a prosperous New Year to you too. So the key is you need to be a person of who chooses to be lighter. So if you're to shine the light, if you're to shine the light onto the world out there, then you need to be lighter. That's something I feel is wisdom from above, so to speak, from God. Yeah, so this analogy of going into 2021 lighter to drop the baggage so that you move lighter, then you have more light unto you. Then you can share that light, display that light to the world, and then you can only keep moving on and forward. So that's something that I would encourage you to think about, to forgive yourself, forgive people around you, so that you let go. Where you've made mistakes, you let them go. And you just know that the other thing I also learned, that there are no mistakes in life. For whatever you feel was a mistake, trust me, right now, you and I may not know why you went through what you went through. But when you look through your life, here is an encouragement to you. When you look through your life, there are things that happen to you that you were concerned about or worried about, and you are cursing and gnawing your teeth. And then a couple of years down the road, you're like, oh, now I can see why that happened. You're like, oh, thank God that happened, because now that led to this. And so I would encourage you to note something, that when you look at all this, to quickly know that something is happening for a reason. And Diamond Julie said exactly what I want to hear. Yeah, absolutely. So because you're listening to this you're not here by accident, my friend. And I've been inspired to just appear here and share. So if you're listening to this, trust me, there's something for it. It could be a statement. Your job is to just listen and pick it and go. That's your gift for 2021 from me, from my heart to you, my friend. So meaning, in the same way you feel that you're listening to this because you needed to hear it, in the same way you went through that experience because you needed to go through it for a reason. It could be for wisdom, it could be for strength, it could be to prepare you for something. Sometimes it's not just about what you get, it's about the preparation to get what you need to get. So even for some, like one of the things I do is I coach people on how to pass job interviews. And I have a huge success rate. About 70% of the people I coach do. And even the other 30%, I tell them, you know what? You were just being prepared for a bigger opportunity. And that's how it is. So for whatever you've gone through, either it is for that moment or preparing you for a bigger opportunity, for a bigger moment. And so you need to think that way. You need to reflect that way and say, okay, what is it? Okay. Ian says, thanks for the surprise gift of 2021. You're welcome, Ian. Let me see what is Gerard saying. Each and every word you speak inspires me a lot. I'm always and ever following your post, The Merchant of Success. Welcome, Gerard. That warms my heart on such a day. Thank you. And please invite your Max, Neo Max. Oh, Max, good to see you. Cheers. If you continue the good work, I've learned a lot in my time with you that have stuck with me. Well, Max, thank you. I remember you also added value to us when you're with us. So the key thing is this, that, life, I will tell you, whether it was something good or something that you would label bad, or challenging, it was for a purpose. It is a journey, because what matters is that you're still here alive. Here's the other good news. The fact that you're still alive, it means you're not yet finished yet. It means you're still here. It means you still have a lot. God is still seeing value in you. I mean, if you were finished, if your journey was finished, then you wouldn't be still alive. So you being alive is encouragement to you to say, yeah, I still have a lot to do that is ahead of me. And my friend, that's the other reminder. You still have a lot to do. The fact that you're alive and kicking, it means there's something you're supposed to do. It means there's more you're meant to do. And so you need to have that. You need to carry that as hope. I was having a chat with a friend today, and she was telling me she's reading a book. The title is something like Hope and Future. Hope and the Future. Yes, you have hope and the future. I recall when I was at the university, there's a period I had very challenging times. Not challenging times, but there was a season when I was going through lots of challenges. And one of the verses I remember was Jeremiah. It's either 29:11 or Jeremiah 11:29, that for I know the plans I have for you, plans not to hurt you, but to give you a hope and a future. So I just would like to encourage you and say that God has big plans for you, that there is a hope and a future. And a hope and a future does not mean that there won't be challenges, that there won't be roadblocks, that there won't be doubts, that there won't be fears. No, a hope and a future means that the end will be well, that the final outcome will be great. There could be suffering, there could be challenging, but a hope and a future, that knowledge of a hope and a future gives you the confidence, gives you the grit, gives you the stamina to go through, to sail through, to keep going and say, look, I'm going through this, but it's temporal. I know that all will be well. And again, one of my teachers was sharing with me and said, look, that everything was fine, will be everything that has ever happened was fine, is fine, and will be fine. So I'm paraphrasing a bit, that things that have happened to you in your life before, they were contributing to the goodness of where you are at, whatever you want to call it. And whatever you're going through now, it's okay. And in the end, things will be okay. So a hope and a future, that confidence, that certainty we are given of a hope and a future. A hope and a future, again, does not mean perfect sailing, smooth sailing. No, it means that the very end will be beautiful. The very end will be worth it. The very end will be nice. The very end you will celebrate. So that's something I would encourage you to think about and to know. And if there is one thing I know, I've had lots of, I have weaknesses just like other people, but this is one thing I know that I have is resilience. Possibly it's because I was born in a very humble background, very poor. Most of my life, my childhood and teenage years, spent them in very challenging circumstances, from living in a one-roomed place to losing my mom at the age of 9, losing my dad at the age of 17, having low confidence and self-esteem, and literally what people would say didn't have a future, in quotes. And yet here I am, still going strong and better. I know that I still have a future. Okay. So that's the one thing I would encourage you to do, is to never lose hope, my friend. Regardless of what's going on, I really want you to never lose hope. I want you to, I'm encouraging you to always have hope, to always have love in your heart, and always to keep going, all right? Asimwe says, thanks for these wonderful words of wisdom, watching from UAE, Abu Dhabi. You're welcome, Asimwe. And yeah, okay. Michael says, thanks for coming live with me. Your coaching helps me all the time. You're welcome, Michael. Tony has made a long comment here. Let me see. We need also to revisit our successes and failures this past year. Each year provides great learning opportunities. It would be nice to think you can remember all the wins and mistakes, but it's like that valuable learning was lost in this shuffle. Sit down with your calendar and review, taking stock of what worked well and what didn't. Then write down at least one good takeaway from each event. Brilliant, Anthony. That's Anthony Alvin. That's a great insight indeed. So, yeah, reflect, pick your lessons from your past. Now, here is how I choose to look at the past. I choose to look, when people look at the past in terms of what has not gone well, they look with regrets. Now, you don't want to regret anything. You want to learn everything. If I were you, I would write that one down. Do not regret anything. Learn everything as much as possible. So, if things went well, celebrate it, pick the lesson. Things didn't go well, that's what happened. Learn from it, carry the lessons. Do not carry the pain, carry the lesson, because the challenge is some people choose to carry the pain, the negative, the stresses and strains, and that is never a good thing, my friend. Lessons, fantastic. Pains, regrets, no. Ask God to help you to heal them. Just let them go. Say, okay, what lesson did I carry that as your gift? That is your takeaway. I always tell people that I either get what I want, I get the lesson. So that's how I choose to make it. All right. So I really feel like this should be it for now, for this impromptu broadcast, so to speak. So I would encourage you to, then you can keep the comments below going, share this as far as wide as possible. moving forward, most likely I'll start sharing a lot of this. I would encourage you to follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/Ethan Mussolini. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It has hundreds and hundreds of videos that you can access. Just go to youtube.com/user/Ethan Mussolini. Twitter, my Twitter handle is Ethan Mussolini, so is Instagram and LinkedIn and all that. And let me know if just hang tight, keep active. There are a couple of announcements I'll be making over in the course of the year, but I'm planning to, as much as possible, broadcast as often as possible to be of service. That's my commitment for 2021, to serve you as much as possible. Other than that, as always, I wish you the very best. May the good Lord bless you immensely, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and all aspects. That's my wish for you, my friend. God bless, and bye for now.